I used to think some people were just born smart, and I wasn't one of them. While everyone around me seemed to know everything, I felt stuck, average, invisible. But then I discovered something that changed everything, and it wasn't what I expected. I didn't want to be a genius, I just wanted to stop feeling dumb in conversations. I wanted people to ask for my opinion. I wanted to understand things quickly. I wanted my brain to actually work. So I decided to figure out what actually makes people smart. I tried everything. Brain training apps, speed reading courses, nootropics, nothing worked. Or worse, they promised instant results but delivered nothing. I was about to give up when I stumbled across research that said something shocking. Intelligence isn't fixed. Your brain physically changes based on what you do every single day. But there was a problem. The habits that actually work, they seemed too simple, too boring, too slow. I gave myself 30 days, 3 tiny habits, no shortcuts. Let me break down exactly what I did, because the details matter. The first habit, read for just 20 minutes every morning. Not social media, not headlines, actual books or long-form articles. Here's why this works. When you wake up, your brain is in what scientists call a hypnagogic state. It's fresh, absorbent, ready to learn. But most of us immediately flood it with dopamine hits. Emails, texts, social media. We train our brains to crave distraction before we even get out of bed. Reading first thing rewires this pattern. You're teaching your brain that deep focus comes before shallow stimulation. For this habit, I set 3 rules for myself. 1. Pick something slightly above my level. Not so hard I'd quit, but challenging enough to grow. 2. No multitasking. No music with lyrics. No TV in the background. Just me and the words. 3. Take 1 note. Just one. The most interesting idea I encountered. Writing it down forced me to actually process what I read. The first few days were brutal. My mind wandered every 30 seconds. I'd read a full page and realize I absorbed nothing. But here's what nobody tells you. That's normal. Your brain is like a muscle that hasn't been used. It's weak. It needs training. By day 5, I could focus for 5 minutes straight. By day 10, the full 20 felt easy. By day 20, I actually looked forward to it, and the knowledge started stacking. Ideas from Monday connected to concepts from Wednesday. I was building a mental library. At the end of this video, I'm going to recommend some books for you. The second habit, ask why 5 times a day, about anything. This one sounds silly, childish even, but it's the most powerful intelligence hack I've ever used. Kids ask an average of 300 questions a day. Adults, around 4. We stop being curious because we're afraid of looking dumb. But here's the truth. Smart people are relentlessly curious. They question everything. So I created a simple practice, 5 whys, every day, and I went deep. For example, I'm making coffee. Surface thought, I need caffeine. But then I ask why. Why do I need caffeine? Because I'm tired. Why am I tired? Because I stayed up late. Why did I stay up late? Because I was anxious about work. Why was I anxious? Because I don't feel prepared. See what happened? One simple why led me to the real problem. Most people stop at I need coffee. I discovered I need better work habits. I applied this everywhere. Why does this marketing campaign work? Why do I believe this news story? Why does this relationship feel off? The first layer is always surface level. The second layer gets interesting, but the magic happens at layers 3, 4, and 5. Here's what this does to your brain. You stop accepting things at face value. You develop critical thinking, the ability to see what's really going on beneath the obvious. People started noticing. In meetings, I'd ask questions that changed the entire direction. In conversations, I'd spot assumptions nobody else caught. I wasn't smarter because I knew more. I was smarter because I questioned better. To start this, ask anything in the comments section. The third habit, spend 10 minutes in deep thought. No phone, no distractions, just pure, uninterrupted thought. This was the hardest one, by far, because here's what I discovered. I had forgotten how to think, really think. We're so used to constant input, scrolling, watching, listening, that sitting with our own thoughts feels impossible. The first time I tried this, I lasted 90 seconds before I convinced myself I had to check my phone. What if something important happened? Well, nothing important happened. So I made it a rule. Same time every day, 6 p.m. I'd sit in my chair, set a timer, and think about one question or problem. Not meditation, not clearing my mind. Active thinking, wrestling with an idea. I'd pick something from my reading or a problem at work or a question from my curiosity practice. Then I'd just explore it mentally. What would happen if I approached this differently? What am I missing? What would someone smarter than me consider? Around day 12, something incredible happened. I had my first genuine insight. I was thinking about a work problem I'd been stuck on for weeks. No research, no Google, just me and my thoughts. And suddenly, the solution appeared, fully formed. That's when I understood. This is where intelligence actually lives, not in consuming information, in processing it. Reading gives you ingredients. Curiosity helps you question them. But thinking is where you cook the meal. I started having ideas I'd never had before, solutions that weren't obvious, connections nobody else saw. Because I was giving my brain space to do what it does best, make new connections. By week 2, something shifted. I started noticing connections I'd never seen before. Ideas from a book I read connected to a conversation I had. Questions led to insights. Deep thinking revealed solutions. After 30 days, I wasn't magically smarter, but I was definitely different. I contributed ideas in meetings. I understood complex topics faster. Conversations became interesting instead of intimidating. Intelligence is about using your brain frequently. Reading builds your knowledge base. Curiosity connects the dots. Deep thinking creates original insights. Those 3 habits didn't just make me smarter, they rewired how I see the world. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these habits. Do it for 30 days. Read for 20 minutes. Ask why 5 times, or think deeply for 10 minutes. Your brain is waiting to change. You just have to give it something better to do than scroll. The secret to becoming smarter? It's not a secret. It's a choice you make every single day. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe, like, and share. Check the comments section for the list of books I'm personally recommending for you. Which habit are you starting with? Let me know in the comments.